That to be the case, and I know Dr. Macaulay is saying that GPs will be playing no role whatsoever in this, but that doesn't seem to be the view of the government, because the memo the cabinet agreed on Monday clearly states that the wording is that the COVID certs, these are the digital COVID certs for EU travel, can be used, or other confirmation from a relevant medical practitioner could be used for booking. For booking and entering to premises with accompanying photo ID for cross verification. So that clearly states that if you are one of these people, and there's a fair amount of them as well, we're talking over 100,000 people who have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 6 months, that the government has agreed a piece of legislation or a memo or a new system whereby you could go to a GP and ask him for some sort of proof that you have had COVID, and then you go to your restaurant or your bar and you produce whatever certificate you get along with your driver's license or passport, and then you're shown to the table, or you can get a meal or a pint or whatever you're looking for.
And I gave the example to Dennis Macaulay there of the 25-year-old, and it will in the main be younger people who have had COVID, but also who probably haven't been vaccinated yet. They're the ones who are going to be scrambling around trying to get this recovery cert.
Yeah, we know from over the last 6 months that the average age was below 40 or so for people who have had COVID. It was a lot of that younger cohort, and as you know, they're the same people who have yet to be vaccinated or are waiting for their appointments with pharmacists or at vaccination centres, and that is the group of people who will be, they could be booking holidays, staycations down the country. They may want to get away, and they need this cert so they can go have a meal, because if anyone who has been away already this summer, they know that their seats and tables are at a premium in a lot of places when it's just outdoors. So once the indoor dining opens next week at some point, that there'll be a lot more space there for people to go, and you're going to need these documents to get in.
So would you say, notwithstanding what the Taoiseach said yesterday on Drive Time, that further clarity is needed here?
I think so. The government's stance on this seems to be that, like, the confusion I think was caused by Oisin Smith, who said that Catherine Martin was wrong in suggesting this. But the government's memo clearly says this, and at a press briefing yesterday, the government's three press spokespersons, they all confirmed that this can be used, but they hope that only in a small amount of examples it will be used, because people will be able to call this hotline, which is originally set up for the COVID digital pass for international travel, and they're asking you not to call this week, you can call next week, but you can use that, and you ring those people up, and then in a few days' time, I think it's about 5 days, then you'll get your a certificate of some description to show that you've had COVID.
Okay.
Now, that all seems a bit more complicated than calling down to your GP and asking them, can they sign a document.
Yeah, we know what the GPs have said about that. You're also reporting today that new regulations are being drafted on time limits for pubs and restaurants. What can you tell us about that?
So the working group met yesterday. This is the officials from various government departments involved in drafting this legislation, along with the hospitality sector, the HSA and HSE, who are involved in monitoring it. The guards were involved in it. And this is the forum where they're trying to develop, along with Fáilte Ireland, dining was earmarked for easing of restrictions. And in that case, the rules were, if you had your tables